Alexa, turn on gym. What is going on, guys? Joey Suggs here. Welcome to Road to Ripped, episode 4, day 9, and we're starting it out the right way, unlike episode 3, with a solid workout. So today is a work day, and I am going to work later, but I gotta go see some more houses this morning. Didn't really work with the one we saw in the previous video, or at least I don't think it's going to. But what that does allow me to do is get a workout in first thing in the morning, and I feel like it is much needed to do so. First thing, as always, I'm gonna do 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then we'll hop into what is going to be a leg day for today. All right, warm up done. Still a little tired because it's first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna start on this leg extension machine. Probably do like 2 warm up sets, 3 working sets, so a total of 5 sets, high reps. And hopefully that'll let me get a little more loose, get a little more ready for a leg workout. I think I'm gonna toss in abs today as well. 3 hard working sets on the leg extension should be a good start to leg day. Hey, what are you guys doing? All right, leg extension's done. We're gonna move into one of my favorite exercises for legs recently, and that is a Smith machine squat, but you're also kind of doing like a pause rep seated squat as well. So the focus here is to take really nice, slow and controlled reps, have a full pause at the bottom of the rep, and then focus on like exploding up. I feel it a lot in the glutes, in the quads, in the inner thighs. All around, really enjoy this exercise. I'm gonna do 4 working sets plus 1 warm-up set. And this will be like the main movement for the leg day today. Reps are gonna be anywhere from like 8 to maybe 10, but really trying to stay around that 8 range. All right, next we're gonna move into a little bit of a superset. Actually, it is definitely a superset. We're gonna do calf raises, also on the Smith machine, using the bench as kind of a lift up for the feet. Gonna do 3 sets of like 10 to 12 here, really focus on reps and a good squeeze at the top. And then we're gonna do a weighted cable crunch, one of my favorite exercises for abs. Same thing here, 3 sets, around 10 to 12 reps. Focus on a nice squeeze at the crunch of the rep. And like I said, it's a really solid ab movement, and one of my favorites for sure. All right, and that is going to wrap up the workout. I feel like it was a little lacking today. I was a little bit rushed. But I am gonna come back later after work and do like cardio and probably walk and maybe a little more abs or something. So you'll be able to see that. Now, time for the physique. Whew, okay, people, day 9 of Road to Ripped, and this is the physique. This is where we're at. And I'm not totally sure how I feel. I think I feel good. I think I feel like, compared to, I think day 6 was the last day, but we didn't do a physique update. So I feel like there is a decent amount of progress from episode 2 to episode 4, even though it's only been about 5 days, maybe 6 days, something like that. I feel like we're still on the right track. I definitely think Saturday was a pretty big slip up, well, Sunday too. But I feel like we got back on track Monday, and that was kind of like a planned thing that I knew was gonna happen anyways. And I will say I have nothing planned this weekend besides a garage sale here at my house. So I should be good to go, and no drinking and partying and hanging out all night. So that is very nice and reassuring for myself. As far as like calories and macros go, I don't feel like I need to change anything yet. I said I was probably gonna wait about 2 weeks. I'm still holding on to that. I feel like the weight necessarily isn't coming down a whole lot yet, but I feel like I am going through a little bit of a body recomp right now. So hopefully the weight will kind of level out and then start to drop eventually. Speaking of weight, we did actually drop a little bit. If you watched the previous video, I talked about the weight was an actual new low at 216.8, but I felt like it was probably gonna hop back up a little bit, and that's kind of exactly what happened. So we went from 216.8 to 217.3, and now this morning to 217.7. But that is still down from my like 218.5 average that it was last week. So I am pretty happy about that. As far as the days of eating go, today we haven't had anything. You saw what Monday was at 2,400. Yesterday was actually at 2,250. We had a couple decent snack meals in there, a little bit of candy, and that was it. I had a total of like just 3 meals, I guess. And the macros are okay. We're creeping up on that 200 grams of protein. Fat was a little high, probably because of the candy. But regardless, not terrible. And we're gonna aim to have a really, really solid day today. And you know what? I feel like we can do it. By the way, thank you guys so much just for the support I've got on the past videos. Has been absolutely incredibly insane. So thank you guys. It really does mean a lot that I have people buying into the process as well, doing this with me, and I think it really does form way more of a community that way, which is how I envisioned it straight from the beginning. And now that we have our workout done, we should probably get a little bit of food or protein in before we go see these houses and get to work. And for protein, I'm gonna have these Physique Zero Whey. I talked about it, I think in the first video. 80 calories, 20 grams of protein. It's literally just straight up protein. Which is awesome, which I might as well go ahead and say this now. I have officially signed with Physique. They honestly blew me away. I was so impressed by not only their products, but the extent of their products. They have an unbelievable array of items to go through. They're always coming out with new stuff. Nothing is white labeled. They produce everything on their own in their own factories. That said, they're also running their 18th birthday right now. From this point going forward, you can use Suggs 10 on any order you check out, and you're not only gonna get 10% off, you're gonna get free goodies. Now, if they are running a sale or something like they are right now, and the percent off is higher than mine, you're gonna get that percent off, but you still wanna use my code to get all the free goodies that you can. I have a package coming in that I'm gonna unbox and go over just a little bit of everything, but if you've never been on the site, I highly recommend click the link down below. Just check out everything they have to offer. It might take a couple hours because there is a lot, but they have a plethora of items for you. And as I mix mine up, by the way, this mixes like insanely well with water or milk. I could have used milk today, I didn't really think about that. As of right now, this protein shake came in at 231 calories. And with that, it is 100% protein at 57 grams of protein for the day. Not too bad for this early in the morning. All right, people, we have showered, we have changed, we have shaved our face. I kind of feel like I look like a baby now. We are now on the way to house number 1 of 2 that we're gonna look at today. And fingers crossed we find something good. All right, we are 2 houses down. These houses are really nice, but they're gonna need a lot of work. Definitely something we're gonna invest a little more time and money into. But if we get it for a really good price, who knows? But I think we're gonna go grab a bite to eat at a place called The Reef that I've never heard of. I guess let's see if I can find something on the menu that's relatively healthy that I can pretty easily track. It's like a little lesson in eating out on tracking macros. All right, back in the car. The Reef was pretty nice. It's like a nice little oceanfront restaurant. And I got myself some blackened grouper with basmati rice and broccoli. Portion wasn't as big as like kind of what I was expecting it to be. It was pretty good. I did track everything. I would say fairly accurate to what I think it was. 8 ounces of blackened grouper, a cup of cooked basmati rice, and about a cup of broccoli. Everything was like very little seasoned besides the grouper, obviously. Came out to 477 calories for that meal. And we are sitting still pretty nice on macros, 114 grams of protein so far for the day. And it is now definitely in the afternoon and I need to get my ass to work. Actually, I just thought about it and might as well have a little lunch dessert in the form of this Magic Spoon. I guess they're calling it a treat, but it's like a Rice Krispie, kind of like a chocolate Rice Krispie. They're pretty good. I mentioned them at my on my Costco grocery haul. I didn't buy any more, but I did have some left over. They're just like a nice little chocolate covered Rice Krispie. And the macros aren't bad either. It's 150 calories with I think 10 grams of protein. So that is nice. I'm just gonna go ahead, add it into my meal too. Brings us up to 860 for the day and now 127 grams of protein. But yeah, if you find them, I definitely think these are worth checking out. Nice little sweet treat after a salty lunch. Ideal scenes. All right, people. Well, I said I was gonna go back to the office and probably eat something, and I did go back to the office. I just didn't eat anything. I had so much work backed up from me not being there in the morning. It is now 6 p.m. I just got back from work. crazy traffic once again. Look what came in. An absolutely massive box from Prozis. I am gonna wait to go through this in the next video, but I am super, super excited to unbox this. So stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff in here. But I am starving right now. So let's have a little after work snack. All right, I've scoured through my fridge, pantry, and drawers a little bit, and I've landed on a rice cake PB&J, a throwback classic. So I have 2 rice cakes on a plate, and we are on a cut. So I'm gonna substitute peanut butter for powdered peanut butter, add just a splash of milk, quick stir. You can tell I haven't done this in a long time because that is way too watery. I'm gonna have to add some more PB and then just not use it all. And now I can go ahead and lather that on. Yeah, definitely have some left over here too, so that's good. Next, we'll add a little bit of my favorite jelly, and now we're good to go. All right, so we have our rice cake PB&J. I'm also gonna eat one of these chicken strips, and I'll probably start with this and then move on to that. Very tasty as always though. But this right here is definitely a diet staple. For me, a normal PB&J sandwich is pushing 600 calories or so. This is like half of that, and it is like 90% as good, maybe 85. So I'm gonna go ahead and polish this off and then go change, but 304 calories, and that's with the chicken stick. So really, it's like 250 calories for that. And this is a pretty voluminous little snack for 250 calories, I think. It brought our total up to almost 1,200 for the day, which is really nice with that chicken stick in, and we have quite a bit of protein in there. So I do really, really like to see that. So that is very satisfying, and this is very satisfying as well for a little afternoon, after work, after school snack. All right, quick fit change. And I didn't get to go on a walk today during lunch, so I figured the best way to get some walking in is gonna be taking the dogs on a walk, and then we're gonna hit cardio after that. Oh, all right, 15-minute walk, 15-minute Stairmaster. Broke a pretty nice sweat right there. One task, on to the next. Alexa, turn off gym. Now we're heading to another social event because even though I'm working and dieting and doing all this stuff, still trying to have a social life. And Wednesdays, believe it or not, has always been trivia night. All right, another quick shower. And before I go to trivia night, I wanted to show you my trivia night fit featuring my all-time favorite shorts. They also make joggers from TLF. This waffle knit design is incredibly comfortable. You have like minimal branding. You have zipper pockets. You also get a back zipper pocket on these. This is their like performance tee, super stretchy and breathable. And they're also running a huge springtime sale right now. And you can use my code TLF-Suggs on top of it to get even more % off. It's normally 20, you're gonna get even more than that. So if you are looking for some good lounge clothes, some good going out clothes, or definitely some good workout clothes, check out the link for TLF below. Let's go see if we can answer any trivia questions. By the way, like everything in my life, I run late to this every single time. And it is currently 7:12 and trivia started at 7. All right, so you may be able to know this just from looking at me, but I don't know a lot of trivia, right? But I come, one, to hang out with my friends. It's a good time to be able to see each other for just a couple hours throughout the week. And two, it's at probably one of my favorite like hidden gyms in Jacksonville. It's called Ink Brewery. It's like a little ducked off brewery bar that has some of the best like custom beers that they all make in-house. And that's really the main reason why I come. All right, we have a small crew tonight actually, but I'll everyone say hello.
Oh my God. Hello.
I did get a beer. We'll talk about how I track these later.
We're like 6 for 6.
Undefeated since I got here. Now it's time to lose a couple points. All right, I figured we're gonna have final trivia with you guys. So Taylor, can you read the question?
Rank these 4 states in order of median age. Oldest to youngest. Vermont, Florida, Maine, Pennsylvania.
There it is. Put your answers in the comments below. I am gonna forget the answer by the time this video is edited, but good luck regardless.
9 years old, Pennsylvania.
Right to 5.
42.6 years old, Florida.
Oh, we're wrong. We're wrong.
At 43, even, Vermont.
Wow.
And 44.8, Maine. So again, the correct order was...
Did anyone get it right?
Florida.
We definitely did not.
And
but oh well. All right, we are back home. It is like almost 9 p.m. I am starving. So we are about to get after it. I have like a half bag of these fire roasted peppers and onions from Trader Joe's, and this is going to be going in the pan. All right, up next, a pound of 99% fat-free turkey. I don't know why I keep saying fat-free. It's 99.1 lean ground turkey. I'm gonna cook this up with the onions and peppers. And I think I'm gonna try the elote seasoning we got a couple episodes back. I have no idea how it would be in a recipe like this, but I'm gonna try it out. And I'm sure by now you guys are probably guessing where this is going, but we're gonna put one of these jasmine rice packets in the microwave for 3 minutes. And once that's done, we'll go ahead, add it to the mixture, stir it around, let it settle, and we should be good to go. All right, and just like in previous videos, I left half in the pan, put one half in here, and then I just weighed out this maybe slightly overripe avocado, and I'm gonna put this over top. And dinner for tonight is served. If you were part of the video, I think 2 episodes ago, the meal is very, very similar, except I use mixed veg instead of onions and peppers, and beef instead of ground turkey. So let's see which one turned out better, but I am starving, so this is much needed. Yeah, actually that's still really, really good. I think I am once again gonna put a little bit of salsa over top just to make it a little more flavorful. And finally at 9:15, dinner is served. So before I absolutely devour this bowl, let's talk about the calories and macros that are in it. First things first, you'll see in here is a blue moon for 171 calories. For me, a blue moon is kind of like a high calorie wheat beer, which maybe isn't exactly what I was drinking, but it's pretty close. I only had one of them there. Pretty good for me too, considering I used to have much more than that before Road to Ribs. And I feel like 200 calorie beer is a pretty solid mark to hit if I'm just trying to randomly track a unique beer. So that's how I normally do that when I go there. The rest of the meal came out to, about 800 calories or so. Really, really good there. We have 2,100 calories so far for the day, so still a little room to eat. And finally, in a video, we are well above 200 grams of protein, sitting at 215. That is what I like to see. And this is what I like to enjoy. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. All right, everything is cleaned up, put away. I have a nice meal to have later on. Now for dessert, I wanted to talk about these. Since I haven't tried them yet, let's give them a shot. And by saying I haven't tried them yet, I mean I haven't talked about them recently. I have had JoJo's before, a while ago, and they are pretty tasty. What it is a dark chocolate bar topped with like pistachios and almonds and cranberries and all sorts of really tasty stuff. It's kind of like a healthier sweet treat. It's dark chocolate, not too sweet chocolate, but it definitely hits like a nice craving. I keep it in the fridge too, so it gets kind of hard. If you're looking for this to be like a substitute for like a Snickers bar or like a candy bar or something like that, it is not. But if you're looking for like a legit feel-good sweet treat at the end of the night, this is pretty solid for that. So I'm gonna actually end up having a bar and a half of this, and that will leave us calories and macros for the day, 2378, so right under 2400. That is very nice. It's underneath our goal of 25 for right now. And we do have 223 grams of protein. Fats and carbs are like beautifully split, and you really, really can't ask for a better day than that. I gotta be honest, someone said in the comments, I look kind of tired. This is tiring. Worrying about work, keeping a social life, vlogging as much as possible, the just road to ripped strictness, doing things like the house stuff for my mom. It's a lot, but it keeps me motivated and I enjoy it. And so I'm going to continue doing it and hopefully get rest at some point. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of Road to Ripped. If you did, as always, thumbs up is always appreciated. And with that, I will see you in just a couple days for the next episode, episode 5. See you. Peace.
This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah.